legislature?
Well, I'm optimistic that Maryland has gone through the right process. I'm optimistic that the reason I called for the governor's redistricting advisory commission is because I think that if the rest of the country is going to have a mid-decade examination of whether or not we have fair maps, then Maryland should not sit on their hands because of tradition, not while we are watching the wreckage of democracy that is taking place around the country, not when we're watching Texas and Missouri and Ohio and North Carolina and Florida going through a process, but somehow Maryland should sit on our hands. So I'm thankful that we have a bipartisan commission that is now listening to Marylanders and saying that our democracy in Maryland should be run by Marylanders and not run by Donald Trump.
I have this still toxic atmosphere is still sort of coursing through the political discourse in this country.
Yeah.
Is the disagree better concept working than later?
Well, I think no one should rush the commission's work. I think the commission needs to complete their work because this is frankly the most comprehensive process on potential redistricting that we have seen in the country. It's not people sitting in back rooms and writing with Sharpies over a weekend, right? This is a thorough process that they have gone through. And I think when they complete their work, it'll then go in front of the House and then go in front of the Senate. And I do think that the bodies at that point should take it to their members.
What lesson?
Education. We've dropped our teacher vacancy rate by half in the state of Maryland since I've been the governor. I meant what I said when I said we have got to diversify our economy off of Washington, D.C. and attract industry. And we now have the recent announcements of Samsung Biologics, which is Korea's largest biotech company, has now made their first manufacturing facility in the United States. Is going to be in the state of Maryland. That AstraZeneca is now making the largest private investment in Maryland's history, which is going to help support over 2,600 jobs inside of the state of Maryland. And that since I've been the governor, we've added over 35,000 new businesses in Maryland and 100,000 new jobs. And so I think what people need to see from Democrats is, do you mean what you say? And in the state of Maryland, I think people are saying that the answer for me is absolutely yes. I come from an immigrant family. I was raised by an immigrant single mother who just months ago, when she was talking about going back to Jamaica to see family, asked me if she thought that they would harass her coming back into the country. This is a very real issue for my family. I also know that while my number one priority is public safety, there is nothing I will not do to keep the people of the state of Maryland safe, as they have seen. I also believe in following the Constitution. And the challenge I have with what we've seen from the behavior of some of these ICE members is they don't seem to be focusing on violent crime, and they don't seem to be interested in following the Constitution. And so members of the Maryland State Police, they don't walk around in masks.